With the first overall pick in the 2026 QMJHL Draft, the Newfoundland Regiment are proud to select, located in Drew Nye Studios, Drew Nye, the hockey guy. Hi guys, Drew here, back with another video, and sorry for the cringy start, but I just got drafted to the Newfoundland Regiment. I'm a 2010 born. I think I can bring a bit of grit, a bit of skill maybe to the Newfoundland Regiment squad, and maybe off the ice as well. I could do a bit of everything, you may want to say. Regardless though, welcome to another video talking about the Newfoundland Regiment, and next Friday is the first round of the QMJHL Draft, and on Saturday, it'll be the rounds that complete the QMJHL Draft. I believe it goes up to 12 rounds, maybe 13, 14. I'm honestly not quite sure. Gee, that cringy intro just got me stuttered. But anyways, in this video, we're going to be talking about who I think the Newfoundland Regiment need to draft and what their key things they need heading into this draft and heading into this next season. There's a lot of things that I do think the regiment need, and I hope they can get a bit of it. They only have one first round pick, which I believe is 13th overall. Last year's draft, the regiment had 3 first round picks, and those picks were 5th, 6th, and 8th overall. And in those picks, the regiment decided to draft 5th overall, Ben Vitch, and then 6th overall was Quinn Norman, 2 Newfoundlanders, and then with the 8th overall pick, a Maritimer in Fenwick McLean. And his dad actually played for the St. John's Maple Leafs, which was pretty cool connection there. Maybe we'll see Fenwick on the regiment next year. Did not play for the regiment this year, only played a few games, and but he mainly spent this season in Upper Canada College. But besides that, not only the first round pick, but who do I think the regiment should draft in the late stages? Maybe the 2nd, 3rd, 4th round, and all those rounds after the first. Who are some guys that I really think the regiment should keep an eye on and really try to get them into their lineup maybe next season or years to come. The first thing on my list that the regiment need the most, absolute most, is a right shot defenseman. We've talked about it before on the channel a little bit, how Benjamin Gerard would get healthy scratched in games over guys like Kingsley Austin and Patrick Zubek. And no offense to those guys, but Benjamin Gerard was probably a bit better, in my opinion. Not only that, but when he was taken out of the lineup, all 6 of the Newfoundland Regiment defensemen were left-handed. The regiment released Jaden Lazar earlier in the season. He was a right shot D. I liked when he was in the lineup. I really did like the presence that Lazar brought to the regiment's group. Don't really know why they released him, but they did. But then you had Gerard, who played in the playoffs, like every single game in the playoffs, which I did respect Gordy to do. Kingsley Austin was injured, though. But in the games that Kingsley Austin played, he wasn't too bad. He was a decent Newfoundland Regiment player. It's just that when he was playing, there was absolutely no right shot defenseman out. And I don't think you're going to take out a guy like Quinn Norman or Alexei Mathieu in a playoff game. So Gerard was just a healthy scratch in certain scenarios, and the regiment would be without a right shot defenseman for a game. In my opinion, that just cannot happen next season. Whether they go for a trade or they do it in the draft, that's the regiment's key need heading into next season. In my opinion, they probably need at least 2, but honestly, without at least 1, I'll be fine. One guy that I think the regiment could go out for and draft with probably the 3rd round pick, which is 37th overall, I believe, is Jaden Tillman from Bishop Kearney Selects. And this guy played pretty good this year for the Selects. He had 20 points in 52 games, 5 goals, and 15 assists. This guy's arguably the best right shot defenseman in the draft. There aren't many right shot defensemen available in this draft. On the top, there's a lot of defensemen ahead of him that are really good, but every single one of them is left-handed. So it's kind of a bit of a mix-up. You don't really know if you're going to be able to get him. Before the regiment, I would absolutely take a shot on this guy. Not only is he a decent defenseman, like I think he'll be a really good QMJHL player. It's just that the regiment, their need with right shot defenseman is so desperately needed that I feel like it would be almost desperate to try to go after a right shot D. And that's why I think Tillman would probably be a really good fit for the Newfoundland Regiment with probably their third round pick. I wouldn't go for him 13th overall. If you are trying to go after him with your first pick, you probably want to trade down and get a couple more picks maybe to get some more players, as of course. And then the second need I think the regiment really do need is size. This season overall, we saw teams come in and they would rock their lineups, do what they had to do, and it felt like every time, especially I would notice it, especially when they would take faceoffs here and there, that the regiment's group was so much smaller than teams that had came in. We look at Michael Myaluzardny, I believe his name is, from Gatineau, for example. I remember when him and Justin LaRose were kind of mixing it up in a bit of a scrum. Justin LaRose, 5'8", Myaluzardny is 6'5". It did not look like a very good matchup for Justin LaRose to drop the gloves in because Myaluzardny was just so tall, and this is why I think the regiment need those tall guys. They got a couple big guys at the deadline in Alexei Mathieu and Alexei Michaud that are pretty tall, but I'm talking about 6'3", 6'4". You need those big guys in your lineup that can help you in deep playoff runs. And one guy in specific that I have pinned on my board for the regiment to maybe select with their third round pick, if they don't end up selecting Tillman, is Cole Toms from Bishop's College. Two team, not the same team, but both start with the word Bishops, which is pretty cool. Cole Toms played in 47 games this year for the U17 Bishop's College squad, had 28 goals, 16 assists for 44 points. But the key thing in this is that he had 43 penalty minutes in those 47 games played. So he's not afraid to, get in the dirty areas, being a bit of a scrum, being the guy at the end of the dog pile. He's not afraid to mix it up a bit. 6'3" tall at the age, at same age as me, 15 years old. Like it's insane that this guy is 6'3" at literally my age. It does not feel like it should be. I'm 5'8" for those wondering, so I got to get a bit taller to maybe get drafted to the QMJHL. But regardless, Cole Toms I think would be a big fit with the Newfoundland Regiment. Not only is he from Bishop Falls, Newfoundland and Labrador, but just the style of game that he brings would be really needed in the Newfoundland Regiment lineup. I think he would be in shoe-in on that bottom six, probably, just grinding it in the corners. He's like a tall Liam Arsenault, you could say. How Liam Arsenault is not afraid to mix up, except Liam Arsenault is pretty small. Cole Toms, on the other hand, is really tall and really wide, and he's ready to rock the Newfoundland Regiment jersey. He's 190 pounds, so almost at 200 pounds, which is pretty good if you want to make the NHL. That's the thing. You really want to gain that weight and get to your height, really good height. You don't want to be like 5'8", 5'7". It's more an unlikely chance that you're going to make it to the NHL. So for Cole Toms to be at 6'3" at my age at 15, it's pretty cool to see, and we'll see how he does at the QMJHL drafts, and I'll be rooting for him maybe to get drafted by the Newfoundland Regiment. And the last player that I wanted to talk about, and the last need that I really do think the regiment needed, I did consider putting goaltending on this list, but with Antoine Proulx going to the NCAA, I don't think Chase Anderson's coming back next year. You're probably not going to bring back Vec Vanags either. Louis-Antoine Deneau will be the starting goaltender, and you could probably bring in a goalie prospect that the regiment already have, like Sam Quimper or Thomas Bedard, who had a really good year as well. So I don't really think goaltending is desperately in the regiment's need. They could go after one goalie at this draft, maybe, that put up some decent numbers. But the last thing I have on my list here that the regiment should draft, specifically with their first pick, 13th overall, is some Newfie blood. We saw what the regiment did last year at the draft. They got their first two picks they used on Newfoundlanders, and their pick after that one, they used a Maritimer. So they do like the guys from Atlantic Canada, which is pretty cool to see. And the one guy that I see could get drafted 13th overall, and it is ranked in this range, is Damian Norris from Upper Canada College. This guy played for the U15 Eastern Hitmen a couple years ago here in St. John's, and he just absolutely lit it up. In 34 games, he had 82 points, was the captain for the Hitmen. But for Upper Canada College this year, he played 56 games, had 20 goals and 67 points in those 56 games. He's not afraid to play both ends of the ice. I've heard he's a really good two-way forward, probably one of, if not the best two-way forwards in the draft. So you can use him on the PK, use him on the power play. He's just overall a really great player. His dad, Warren Norris, played here with the St. John's Maple Leafs, I believe. So for Norris to have those connections, maybe with the regiment, would be really cool to see. And if I'm Gordie Dwyer with the 13th overall pick, I'm probably going to draft Damian Norris. And it wouldn't shock me after Friday that Damian Norris is a Newfoundland Regiment draft pick. That's going to be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do, you could like this video. You can subscribe if you really liked it. More draft content, I think, may be coming out throughout the week. The draft is on Friday. After the draft is over on Saturday, we will do a recap talking about how the regiment did in the draft. I'm really excited for it. It's going to be in Halifax at the Scotiabank Center. Should be intriguing to see who the regiment end up going for at this year's 2026 QMJHL Draft. That's it for today's video, guys. We're on the road to 400 subscribers. We are just about there. So if you haven't hit that subscribe button already, I would truly appreciate it. That's it for today's video, guys, and I will talk to you all again soon.